Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Richard Tran. I'm a chiropractor here at Color Chiropractic in Bellingham, Washington, and today we're going to be talking about lower back pain. Now this is a very common problem when it comes to seeing these types of cases in chiropractic offices. I mean, over the years we've seen hundreds of different cases where maybe people have a kind of dull ache whenever they're waking up in the morning, or they have kind of a problem whenever they're sitting to standing, they tend to feel it. Other people, maybe it's when they're reaching for something or doing some types of activities, and with others it's kind of a sharp pain that maybe shoots down their leg. The challenge of it is really trying to figure out what's causing a person's problem and aggravating the pain. I think a good place for you guys to really start is by one, asking your question of how did it originally happen? And the second is what actually makes it worse? Let me give you a couple of different examples and we'll go into some different things that you can do about it. Now, if you've ever had a desk job before, you can understand how maybe you have a dull ache that kind of accumulates after a couple of hours, or it tends to really aggravate you towards the end of the day. I mean, sitting literally for a 9-to-5 job, doing a whole bunch of different work and crunching data really puts a lot of strain not only on your mind, but really on your body too. And although it's actually good to really check the lower back, we find more times than not that the instability really comes in the hips. You see, there's this muscle called the piriformis muscle. It's a muscle that connects from your hips to your lower back. And when you're sitting for long periods of time, this muscle can literally become really tight on one side versus the other, causing the back to actually compensate, and you start to feel some of the pain and discomfort. One of the simple things that you can really do is called a piriformis stretch. And how you do that is you can be sitting at your desk, be crossing one leg on top of the other, and you can push your arm, your hand into the knee that you crossed. Okay? You get kind of a mild stretch there, but if you want to increase it, there's certain things that you can do. You can actually put something like a block or something that you can put an elevated surface on at your feet. You can bring your foot up, it elevates the surface. You push there, you actually get more of a stretch. You can even have your hand and grasp underneath the other leg and actually use your elbow to reinforce. Lastly, you could actually bring your leg all the way up and actually just push the elbow out. Make sure that you actually stretch both sides too, because what you'll probably find is that when you have lower back issues, one of these muscles will usually be tight. Okay? So make sure that you can be able to do that. Other things to consider would be things like your ergonomic station. Let's say, for instance, this is a terrible ergonomic station. You want to have the screen so that it's up to eye level. This is not even so much for your neck as it is for taking some strain off your lower back, so you're not leaning over all the time. Things like your glutes or other instability in your what they call your sacroiliac joints could be contributors as well. One thing that you can do, kind of a fun test that we do here, is if you lie on your stomach, you can have someone check you while you're lying down. Have them actually look at your feet and see if one of your legs is actually shorter than the other. Then actually have them bring it up, like bend your knees up to 90 degrees, and then see if that length actually changes. If it does change, that's an indicator of hip instability. Okay? So these are certain things that you can be able to check on your own, and hopefully some of that stretching really helps. So there you have it. We've explored some different dynamics when it comes to people's lower back issues. Not everyone is all the same, but the thing is that if you start to figure out what is actually causing the problem by looking at their history and actually what is making it worse, you start to develop a roadmap in terms of really what you can really do about it. I hope that some of the different things that we talked about can be useful for you. And if you're considering chiropractic, it's definitely something that you should look into. If you're in our area, go ahead and mention this link too, because we can always give you a free consultation if you're really wanting more information about things that you can be able to do. I would also suggest that you can visit our website. There's a certain section called the Holistic Approach, where it'll dive into different aspects, aside from what we've talked about here, that can be contributing to your problem. So I hope that these things have been useful, and remember that when it comes to your health, life is always better when you live it in full color. Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening.